trying to decide what rate I'm going to set these time lapses at now. I'm pretty sure I'm going to slow them down a bit from always speeding them up by 20x. I think I'm going to set it to 10. Alright, so it's about 10x. So it goes from under a megabyte to 1.6 megabytes to 2.9 megabytes. So I'm kind of surprised, but it's actually scaling almost linearly. Okay, so this is sped up by a factor of 5. Well, it should either be 5 or 10. 20 is too much. I think given what I almost hate to say this, but I think given what I'm trying to do here, I really need to make it this factor of 5, which means this is going to start taking up a lot more space. About 3 times as much space. Shit. And now this is going to take significantly longer. Ooh, very significantly longer. God damn it. Shit. I don't know. I might need to settle on 10 as kind of a happy medium. Because this is kind of going to suck. I'll let this batch go. So, yeah. Obviously, I have no way of knowing what this was about, but I mean, what does this mean? Not the fake job postings you see on hiring sites. I'm pretty sure that most of the ones I've applied to were not fake. I mean, I certainly never heard back. But I've heard a lot more about there being fake applications than there being fake job postings. Well, I don't know. I guess, I think for a while I did hear something about, like, what were they called? Like phantom. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't really get what anyone's motivation would be. Well, I guess collecting information. Anyway. Once I accidentally, or like half accidentally applied to, I mean, I was applying to everything, so I don't know. But there was that one guy that got removed from Indeed because he said that he wanted white. He said he wanted white males specifically. And when they removed him, they just said, they didn't say that. They didn't say it was because of that, but I remember seeing that after I applied. I was like, what? Like, dude, like, that's really not, like, it's legally not okay. And, like, everybody knows it. But anyway, I mean, I seriously, you know, the jobs I've applied to, I seriously doubt that most of them I mean, I'm fairly certain that they were real. It's just that 100 other people applied to them too. I mean, so anyway, I mean, yeah. Okay, thanks. I mean, under normal circumstances, obviously, that would be very nice. And in the current situation, it's probably not at all, right? I mean, I know that. But there's really no way for me to know what's actually going on or what people think, like, the plan is or the joke is. Or I mean, there's no telling because it's intentionally ridiculous. It's intentionally pathetic. So, Sunday, I'm going to pick up my grandma and meet my parents for brunch. Probably some other people too, I don't know. And the X5 is coming today, the actual like Insta360 camera. So I'm excited. And the weather's actually going to be nice for like a while, like for the foreseeable forecast. So I should get plenty of chances to use it. I mean, I'm still not completely, I mean, the workflow might end up being too much of a pain to do it every day. But I guess that's still what I need to hammer out. It's just, just how hard is it to go from your spherical video that you make to something that I would actually archive. I mean, it would kind of make sense to just archive that, except for I think it's an 8K, so it's going to be massive. So I'm going to need to pull, just a couple of reasonably sized videos out of that and archive those. And I don't know how painful that's going to be. So I'm rethinking this. I'm gonna have to do something because I started this at what, 4 something a.m. It's still going, and it's not even that close. 'Cause I mean, it still has to do most of this day, all of the next day, and then it gets to today. It has a few hours today. So yeah, that sucks. I guess in the past I would have expected it to take a couple of hours, so it kind of makes sense that it would take more like 6 or 7 hours now. But I think it's gonna actually end up being more like 8 or 10. I don't know. It just seems. I think it kind of makes sense to just use a different device for this. I guess the thing is, like, this is only one camera now, and so if and when I ever get to a point where I'm doing this with a few cameras, that's gonna suck. And also, the other thing is that these files are going to only end up being about half the size of the original files, the untime-lapse files. And so it really starts to raise the question. I mean, either I need to make a more extreme time-lapse and make the file smaller, or I just need to make my peace with just having, like, with just archiving the original files. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, because it's been, in the past I would run into situations where, like, when I was recording at the same time in here, the encoder would get overloaded. I reduced the resolution of this. I stopped running this time-lapse thing on 2 cameras at a time, or 2 trees of files at a time, and that hasn't happened since. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world for it to be running in the background, even for like a day. But I mean, if I use any other computer for it, it's inevitably going to be quite a bit slower. I'd be interested to see what the performance is like on that Intel machine, which I'm now using as a Bitcoin node and have plans to use as other things too. So, but I also have Raspberry Pi 5 now that could act as plenty of things. So, I think it's worth experimenting with offloading this to one of those devices and automating it as much as possible, and kind of preparing for a situation where I'm doing it with several cameras. I mean, the other obvious option would be, and I guess not necessarily with Wise cameras, but with any camera that I can get an RTSP stream out of, including the hacked V3 Wise cameras, would just be making a time-lapse directly from that stream, having a server pull that stream and make a time-lapse from it directly. Which is probably what makes the most sense. I mean, you're inevitably going to miss some stuff because of reliability issues. If the network goes down, you're not going to be getting anything. If there's congestion, and that's the other thing, is like congestion, right? Like, to be constantly streaming high-def video streams over the network is just, I just don't like it. I don't like the idea of it. I think what would be better would be a camera that could handle recording at the same time as serving those files over the network. I mean, I guess in the end it would be, like, the amount of bandwidth it was using wouldn't actually be different if something was just downloading the files. I mean, the thing is, if it came down to something where it was just like I had 2 or 3 cameras where every few days, whereas basically the workflow was just like this now, every few days I would go around, collect SD cards, spend 20 minutes transferring the files over, and then let this kind of a thing run in the background to get the final video out of. That's manageable. I mean, I don't intend to do it for the rest of my life, but it's important to do it for now, and it's manageable. So that may end up being the best way to, I mean, with a wired network segment that the cameras were on and the server was on, if I had it set up that way, then streaming it, without it having an outsized impact on the performance of everything else I do, would be doable. But right now the cameras are Wi-Fi only. Every camera I have is Wi-Fi only, so it's a complete non-option right now. Although I guess with these V3 Stingino cameras are interesting because, from what I can tell, they don't work nearly as well, frankly, as they do with the Wise firmware on them. But it opens up a lot of options because you actually can use their USB as a wired network connection. It's like Ethernet over USB kind of thing. And I assume that means that without even having to use an actual PoE situation, you could power them and you could use that same connection for power and Ethernet. But I mean, my plan is still to get out of here ASAP, right? So I'm now, originally I thought, surely in January January's over now, and I think realistically, something big needs to happen before there's even a possibility. I need to have an income before there's even a possibility. And so the idea of it happening this month, it seems pretty remote. The idea of it happening sometime in the next 2 months is actually kind of remote. So, but I still do intend to get out of here ASAP. And so, running a bunch of fucking cable and stuff, I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. I think for now, this is what I need to be doing. This works. It works. And it's just a manageable amount of hassle every few days. This view is terrible. It just looks so schleppy. Anyway, I wonder, what I was gonna say is, this is a 5x speed increase. God damn it. Jesus Christ. I mean, it looks a lot more natural and less crazy than the 20x speed increase, but On the other hand, the video for each hour is 12 minutes long, which makes sense. But that's a long time. I mean, that's a lot of video. And it took forever to do the encoding. So, I don't know. I think maybe I'll do like a 8x speed up, kind of split the difference between 5 and 10, and then I'll try to just make my peace with the trade-offs. Honestly, 10x might end up being perfect. Maybe I should go to 10x first. But these, this is already done, so this batch I'm just going to keep it 5x. Handy way to just delete those directories. You were asking me how to get you free. You saw the masterpiece. She looks a lot like you. Ready to work. Well, if it's not already here, my Insta360 camera is very close. Exciting. Oh my gosh, that's the that fucking infrared thing kept flashing on. God damn it. I need to do something about that. I guess it doesn't make a huge difference because the IR filter is still on this camera. It's kind of interesting though. Alright, so yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Oh, there is like this key for here. There we go. That's so weird. It's honestly kind of cool. I don't understand what this is. Like, this is a new development. We never do this. Oh, come on. Oh, God. She's so cute. I'm just curious if she swipes me. Brooke Elise. I feel like with a name like that, you're probably pretty hot. Aw. Cutie. That looks so much like Sarah. Is that her? I can't remember her name. Oh my god, so fucking cute. I guess that's her. She's very attractive. Damn. But it does say she's looking for a relationship. That's all I got. Yeah, so I mean, the show was pretty good. It's probably not quite as good as I was expecting it to be. It was just such a big deal when it came out. It's Ted Lasso. It just seemed kind of, I don't know, a little like a dorky 90s family movie or something, but with lots of cussing. But it wasn't bad. I bet it probably is pretty good overall, the first 2 episodes. The thing is, like, committing to watching the whole season of anything is pretty, like, it's gotta be really good. I don't know that Jared and I ever actually watched. Yeah, we probably did watch a full season or 2 of Better Call Saul. But, you know, I mean, shows don't get much better than that, and even that was kind of, I mean, it's just really rare for me to do that. I really thought my grandma wasn't at all interested in this 23andMe thing, but she seemed genuinely interested today, so I'm all for it. The more people, the better. I really wish Mom and especially Lily would get on there. I mean, that'd be great if Lily got back on. I've only known adult Lily for not very long, but I know her well enough to know that telling her she should do something is the worst possible way to get her to do it. So I'm not gonna bring it up, but I'm considering. I didn't expect people, when Mom and Dad, or actually Dad, I guess, is the only one who really. Although I guess my mom has actually tried pretty hard to get back into her old account, and she just keeps getting kind of stonewalled. I should probably offer to do it for her, I should do that. My dad got a brand new kit. My sister's on there, so we're connected now. I was thinking, a couple months ago, I was thinking about asking for my birthday present. I was going to ask people to get on 23andMe. But I think pretty much the only person who's not going to be on there by then is Lily. Yeah, I might just, I don't know, there's probably not much I can do without, logging in as my mom and, well, I guess she can't log in, that's the problem, but, emailing under her email and stuff like that. Alright, I'm running out of space. It's a new month, so I'm going to just back everything up to these spinning discs. But first, I am upgrading these OTS timestamps. Not all of them will work because they have to have been out there on the calendar servers or, well, I guess they're upgraded when the calendar servers themselves verify that they're on the blockchain. But that's still not quite the same thing as you yourself verifying that they're on the blockchain. But it's pretty good, right? So anyway, it won't actually upgrade unless they are on the blockchain, which takes, I don't know, a day or 2 maybe. That's the field that I have right now. So, so anyway, there probably are some OTS, some timestamps from January that won't quite upgrade yet. I mean, it was just yesterday, the day before, that I timestamped a bunch of new, voice memo, audio recordings. But here's a proof of concept. So all these OTS.bak files, these backup files, are the original timestamps. Like this one's from January 3rd. This one's from January 2nd. And then these .ots files are the ones that I just did the upgrade on. They're much bigger. Because they presumably have information about they have Bitcoin block header attestation. Yeah, I mean, presumably all of this shit is actually from the blockchain. I still need to learn the specifics, but yeah, I mean, it's basically, since the OTS command is not actually contacting a Bitcoin node that I control, it's not technically the same as verifying it myself. But this really is actually their calendar servers, their public calendar servers, are themselves verifying it on the blockchain and attesting to it. So that's pretty good. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and this is all it is. I just have to exec OTSU or OTS upgrade for all the .ots files. Actually, you know what? Well, yeah. It makes sense to do it in the previous ones too, but I'll just do it manually. And this will take a while.